Hello, people. How are you doing? Hope you're all good. Can we get a comms check before we begin? That'd be really cool. Oh, I needed that. Right. What's going down out there? Matt, engineer to succeed. Ash, don't tread on me. Rachel, hi, darling. Pilgrim, Jay is in the house. Nice, nice. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. 5x5. Good, good. You can see and hear me. Really appreciate it. So what we're going to be talking about today then, is, if you can't guess by the title already, is there has been a growing case for violent crime and indeed knife crime here in the UK, especially since 2020. You know, I've said it so many times. Things really changed in 2020 to what we got now. I think you've got to be blind not to see it, but I think we can all agree. Obviously, I'm broadcasting from the United Kingdom, the British Isles, and it's crazy what's going on in this country. Now, I know some of you guys are watching from across the pond in the US, and indeed some of you guys are in Europe. In fact, if you're in the live stream right now, can you let me know where you're watching from? It'd be really cool. Whilst we wait for the rest of the guys to catch the notification and jump on into the live stream. Barry's saying no video, can't see me. Really? No picture? All right, let me. Right, can you see me now? It's weird. I set everything up earlier. I'll be downstairs reading and stuff like that. I'll come back upstairs and it's all been reset. Can you see me right now? Wow, better. Yes, thank you, darling. Appreciate that, Rachel. Okay. Well, let's start again then. I don't know what happened there. I've got full signal. I can see myself on the screen. Anyway, it's working now. We don't want to bang on about it. So it's all good. Thanks for letting me know, people. So we've got people. We've got Nick is in Wiltshire. Awesome. So whereabouts are you guys from? Because the weird thing is, because this is happening in the UK, most of the people who watch my videos are in the UK. But I've done some YouTube shorts recently, and there's been 80% of everyone saw them videos are American. So it'd be interesting to see if you guys are outside of the UK. It looks like most of you are in it, like me. So cool. We got 155 people in the chat. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. So what we're going to talk about is, I'm sure you'd agree, there's been an absolute uplift in violent crime here in the UK. In fact, it's getting so bad now. My observations, sorry. Rachel sent me that 2 minutes ago. I don't know what's just come through. Anyway, I'm going to turn the sound off. Sorry, darling, I really don't know what happened there. But anyway, I'm glad it's all sorted now. Bloody technology and me just don't mix. It's like oil and water. It's no good. I just turned the volume down. What the fish? Let me just understand this bloody thing. So if I do, that's it. Right, no more interruptions. Okay. Right, good. You can still see me. Okay. Yeah, what I'm going to be talking about is nothing dodgy. We're not talking about the elephant in the room, which we all know what's going on over here with tourists, should we say? So, yeah, Let me just come out of that because that chat is really distracting. So people are being stabbed on trains. People are being stabbed in barbershops. People are being stabbed on the street. People are being stabbed in kebab shops, any old shop, any old street. It's mostly, like I've been saying for years, urban environments. So if you live in an urban setting, you're going to have to really switch on now. No shit, Rick. I am not, right, wishy-washying this. I'm telling you as plain as I can tell you, okay? If you live in an urban area or you visit urban areas, you're going to need to switch on. You're going to need to seriously be aware of your area, okay? And that's behind you as well, okay? I've done videos about situational awareness. If you want me to do a tailored video about situational awareness on a train, I could absolutely do that for you if that's what you want. If you want me to do a video like that with my experience and knowledge about that sort of thing, I can do that probably tomorrow. Let me know in the comment section under the video if that's the sort of thing that you are interested in me passing on what I already know about that really, really important subject, situational awareness, okay? Because if you are unaware of what's going on around you, you're literally you've got no defenses, okay? You're literally, you could be walking into a knife and you wouldn't even know it because you're not paying attention. And I think this is the problem. I mean, the biggest issue, as we found out earlier with the frigging noise of these things, is phones. You see so many people sitting on a train, walking around, looking at their phones. Basically, if you was to wear like up-head displays or whatever they're called on your glasses, the smart glasses, and everywhere you looked, you can see writing or whatnot above things. Every time you looked at a person looking at their phone, it should have a big word above their head on your heads-up display saying victim, because that's what they are. We are looking at victims sat down, walking, looking at their phones. They're not paying attention, and they are at some point going to be a victim. Now, it could be the end of them. It could be seriously ill in hospital, or they could be lucky and get away with minor injuries and be let out the same day. Okay, so what happened on that train, I'm sure you'll agree, is absolutely appalling. Now, I've been reading up today about some of the eyewitness reports of people who was actually on the train, and the weird thing was when this attack was happening in the train, everyone was looking around trying to find something to either throw, cover, hold up to defend themselves, something to prevent anyone else or themselves getting hurt. And what did they find? A bottle of whiskey. So it really does make the penny drop, doesn't it? It really does make you think. You're on a train. I mean, I would say that this time of the year, you've got a much better chance of survival if that should happen on a train, whether it will be, versus something like summertime. Okay, so straight away, it's wintertime, it's getting colder. Most people put great big thick coats on. Okay, get on the train and you probably do what you're supposed to do and put your luggage in your coat or whatever in the above, rail where you store your luggage, etc. But personally, from an aware situational awareness standpoint, if I was getting on a train right now, I would sit in the middle of a carriage. Okay, so you've got an equal opportunity of the door front and behind you, so you can observe. It's going to give you time. If you sit near a door and the attacker comes through the door near you, you've got not much time to think or react. Okay, if you sit in the middle, you've got the best of both worlds. But like I said, a little secret tip here, if you're new to the world of situational awareness, if you're on public transport or in a train, okay, sit near a window, and every now and again look at the window, because you can look at the angle and you can look behind you. Okay, and every now and again it's fine just to turn around like that, only for a split second. you know, because you're going to hear the doors open and you're going to see who comes in. Okay, so you have to make a split-second decision. That person who's just entered the train carriage, he or she likely to be a threat, and you've got to make that split-second decision based upon your level of understanding body language, demeanor and posture of the evil git, shall we say. It's all relevant. So without going into too much of that, I could go on for ages about situational awareness. It's a fine art. Okay, it really, really is. But when you start looking into those areas, it's going to pay dividends like you would not believe. It will really save you one day. Okay, it would. It's going to be the difference between living or dying in an extreme case. And the reason I bring up that as an extreme case is because the world we are living in, newsflash people, it's an extreme environment in urban areas right now, and it's going to get worse. Okay, the police are already struggling. They are already now drafting private security to work alongside the police because they haven't got the numbers and the resources. When we saw all of this influx, shall we say, in the last few years, I was saying it live streams 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And look, it's exactly what I said would happen is happening. And when I spoke to Jason, done a live stream in America, Archaics, he actually said there will be those kinds of people who we're not going to talk about, but we know who we're talking about, with knives. Not big long swords, not tiny little friggin' UK EDC legal, we're allowed to carry 3-inch bullshit. We're talking somewhere in between, like a 10-inch blade. That's what he saw in his predictive analytics, going back through time and right up to these times right now. And he's 100% right. We are seeing an increase in knife attacks all over the Western world, America, UK, and Europe. So with the laws being what they are in the UK, you're pretty much not allowed to carry anything to defend yourself. So basically, that works if we're in a world where the police reaction times are very fast and the numbers of police are very vast. But the reality is, it's not the case. There's not enough police and they don't get there on time like they should. Okay? So if you are being attacked, you're not going to just put your hand out and just say, oh, whoa, hold on a minute. I've got a phone 999. This is out of order. You're going to die. I'm sorry for being blunt, but it's the truth. We live in scary times now, and I'm not trying to scare you. You don't need me. You've only got to walk down the street on a Saturday afternoon or a Friday night to know how scary it is out there. I mean, I done a poll earlier, and I don't know if you guys can still see it. And we've had 200, it's climbing, 230 plus is going up, 230, 240 votes. Do you feel safe in public living in the UK? 86% who took part in that poll said no, they don't feel safe. And I completely understand why. We would probably feel a lot safer if we was allowed to carry items so we can defend ourselves. In any rational society, you have to be aware that there are good people and bad people. Yes, the majority are good people. There is a small minority of bad people. So in order to defend yourself against attacks from bad people, we are being told that we have to rely on the police. Well, if people just relied on the police, we're going to lose a massive amount of population because people do have to defend themselves. Now, the weird thing is, because I said you're pretty much, you're not allowed to carry pretty much anything, okay? Anything that you are carrying on your person which could cause harm to anyone else is automatically deemed an offensive weapon. Okay, what would be nice is if that could be updated to carrying a defensive tool. They're two different things. One is an offensive weapon, like a knife or a gun or whatever it is, or a defensive tool like a laptop bag. And we're going to go into some of that in a bit because, after all, that is the title of this live stream. Okay. Basically, how to make stuff on the cheap that will absolutely save your life. Provable. And if you want, when I get some time, I can do some videos actually testing what I've got, so you can see if you don't believe me. But they do work, okay? So whilst we consider delving down the road of the political correctness, what you're not allowed to say, what you're not allowed to show, all of that crap, okay? If you don't think we're living in a police state here in the UK, you are frigging deluded, okay? And you've got no right to be watching videos that I do, okay? Because we are living in a police state, in case you've missed it, okay? It's pretty much a dictatorship right now. It makes me feel sick saying that as a veteran, but nonetheless, this is how I feel of what I've been seeing, what I've been hearing, and studying the demise of this once great nation over the last 30 years. 100%. You're more than free to disagree. It's supposed to be a democracy, but really it isn't. But you understand what I'm saying. So, okay then. Things that will stop a knife, okay? I'm not even sure that I can show a knife on the screen for demonstration purposes. I can on a video, but not on the live stream. Now, that just goes to show how screwed it is here in the UK. Americans can show a live stream with a gun, and it should be fine. In the UK, if we hold up a knife, which is not EDC UK legal carry friendly, blah, blah, children's knives, we're in trouble. Anyway, I'm going to have to use my finger instead of a knife. That's how frigging crazy it is. So, a book. Any old book, okay? I've chosen quite a thick one. It's a good book, actually. Hardback book, okay? A knife will not go through that book. It absolutely won't. You could literally put that under your coat, and you can use whatever methods you want. You could be crude, gaffer tape around you. But if you do that, you have to sort of make sure that when you're breathing, you're halfway between getting the full lung capacity, okay? If you do a full deep breath and you tape it around you, when you let go, it's going to start falling off. So anything that you can think which is going to be good to secure a book to your chest will absolutely stop a knife going in and hitting your vital organs. A book, it will work. Trust me, it will work, okay? Another thing that's a demonstration would be like a tablet, okay? Trust me, a knife won't go through a tablet. It's rock solid, okay? It will not go through a thick tablet, all right? Now, one of the things, I'm going to have to sit back for this, trying to get it all in shot. One of the things which I've thought about would really, really help you guys. So imagine it, okay? You're on a train, you're going to London or going from London, it doesn't matter. In fact, anyone who goes on the train now and again, okay, you look around, you're going to see people with a laptop bag, okay? Lots of people even work on the train on those little tables with their laptops, okay? So as an idea, you don't have to carry a laptop, but you can absolutely get a laptop bag. This comes from a charity shop for £3. It was almost brand new and it fits my laptop because I've got a big laptop, okay? That's all it is a bog standard laptop bag. Now, here's the thing, okay? If I was to open this and you can see inside, it's a chopping board, okay? It's probably about 6mm thick, okay? I don't think many knives are going to go through that, okay? So that goes in that pocket there. And if I can zip it up, done. So that is in that compartment, okay? If I open this, okay, we have got in there another chopping board. This happens to be bamboo, solid, okay? No knife is going to go through that. Bog standard chopping board. You can get these for £1 or so in a charity shop, or if you really want to buy a new one, you probably already got one at home, but it's just something to consider. And that Velcro's in there, okay? Now the beauty of this is you could just literally open it up, and it covers all of your front right down past your groin area. So protected. Okay, you can either hold it there, shielding yourself from an attacker as he's coming down on you whilst you're sat on your train seat, or if you're standing up on the tube and you're carrying this, you can very quickly unzip this and deploy it. You can even just hold it there on the handle, okay, and like that. And that is one great big physical barrier which a knife is not going to get through. It's quite hard to do this with the limited space with my desk and my laptop open. But here it is, a laptop bag. The bigger the better. The bigger, the more coverage, the more protection you're going to get. Okay, if you're going to go around with those silly little notepad things, which is about this big, okay, it's not going to offer much protection. Something like this, look for the biggest laptop bag that you can get. It doesn't have to be new. It doesn't matter if it's got stains, marks in it. Who cares? Okay, you just go onto the train. You look like Mr. Joe Normal, all right, and you've got this, and you just put it over yourself like this. Very quickly, you can unzip it, pull the handle, and it's just bosh. You've got immediate protection from pointy things. To me, it just makes common sense. It was just an idea. Other things that you can do, you can make your own stab vest. Okay, that one you could just do really temporary, really easy. But if you want to be more covert, you didn't want to sort of draw attention or something like that, you can actually wear it on your person. Now, like I said, this time of year, it's going to be a lot easier to not stand out and be protected. Why? Because it's colder. And when it's colder, people wear more clothing, enable you to conceal more items on your person. Okay, in this instance, like a stab proof vest. All right, you can absolutely get a chopping board. Like I said, you can get a book, you can even get a magazine. How about something like the old Argos catalog, something quite thick? All right, so it can literally go up to whatever you want. It's all down to you. Personally, I haven't brought a magazine in donkey's years. You might find some in a doctor's waiting room or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's not going to hurt just to take one. They're usually out of date for 3 or 4 years anyway. So if you just take one of those, the thickest one that you can get, all right, so you're looking at something a minimum of 10 millimeters thick. Okay, don't get one that's thin. It's just common sense. The thicker, the more protection. Okay, so you can absolutely put that in between your t-shirt and your fleece, and then you've got a big coat over the top. Incidentally, having a big coat, I would say put it on your lap. Don't put it up in the luggage hold. Okay, so if you put it on the lap and someone comes at you and you've got a great big thick jacket, you could hold it up, and as they come to you, you could like grab them with it. You can throw it at them and run away. Okay, just imagine this happening in the summertime where everyone's in shorts and t-shirts. Wow, the body's got no protection. You've got a great big thick beefy bomber jacket or something, and who knows what's underneath. All right, so this is where you can make your own stab vest. And like I say, a magazine will do it, a chopping board will do it. You can literally use your imagination. In fact, if any of you guys have got any ideas to help anyone else in the live chat, or indeed if you're watching on a replay, stick it in the comment section, because the more information that we can share in our community, the more people get helped. And incidentally, like it says on the bottom, if you can share this video, get it out there, because I foresee these violent knife crimes are going to continue and they're going to get worse. So the more that we can protect ourselves without being told off by the police because you're carrying something naughty, which is ridiculous, I think it's a God-given right that we should have to defend ourselves against anything. That's my own opinion, and we're all free to express our opinions, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, newspapers, magazines, even like photocopy paper, you get a big wad of that. Okay, tape it all up, stick it to yourself whatever way that you want to. Incidentally, anyone who's got any ideas of how to attach it to the body, the old plate carriers usually go over the top. And in fact, let me just go through some of the things that are written down, and I've got some things to show you as well, which can be used, something to bring to the table. Okay. Let me see. Yep, covered that. Cargo trousers. Most of you guys who have met me at prepper meets or bushcraft shows or even in public, all right, I always wear cargo trousers, right? I don't wear jeans. I hate wearing jeans, okay? That's just my opinion. My tactical cargo trousers, they stretch, they're flexible, they're baggy, there's pockets all over them, and they're ripstop, they're very hard wearing. So think about it, cargo trousers. On the side pockets, you can put books in the side. In case someone's going to be stabbing you in the leg, at least you've got some protection on the side of your legs, okay? You can't do that with a pair of jeans. In fact, a pair of jeans, you can't fit anything in the pockets, really. It's ridiculous. I think we've moved on with how we dress these days. What else have I got? Yes. This one I've got to show you because I thought was quite interesting. Let me just find out where it is. Oh yeah, someone said earlier on in the chat, I can't remember who it was, but they said, oh, you can get a stab vest on eBay for 15 quid. And straight away I grinned and went, bullshit. But let me tell you what the problem is, okay? So you go into eBay. Let me just see if it's coming up on the screen. Cool. So you're in eBay, right? And you type in stab vest, just like I did. And you search lowest price first. Look, stab vest, cover only. Cover only. Cover only. No armor. Cover only. Cover only. Cover. It just, do you know what I'm saying? It's just a cover. Even these police ones, cover only. They're all just covers. If you want the serious stuff, look, cover only. I'm not pulling the chain, guys. It's all there. No fillers. Okay? It's crazy. Anti-stab. So you got these for £15, but you're taking a big risk. Made in China, cheap, 15 quid. All you can do is buy one, put it on a soft mannequin and get a blade and ram it in there and pray it doesn't go through. Because if that goes through, these people selling these should be frigging sued, in my opinion. Because people are going to wear this because they don't want to make it themselves. They're going to trust some fake crap online for cheap and they're going to be a victim. Okay? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Let me just close all that up. But what I did look at, which I thought would be quite good, it's going to offer some degree of protection. Whether it will stop a knife, I don't know. Oh, bloody hell, where is it? I can't see it. Right, hold on a sec. Ah, did I? Let me just bear with me, guys. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, no problem. Right. I've just been caught out here. So, yeah, come up with some ideas of how you would attach said stab things to your person. Be interested to see what you folks come up with. So, let me just add a file. Forgot to do this. I thought it was on a page, but I actually copied the picture. So how many of you guys do motocross or maybe mountain biking? Something like this. Okay, you can absolutely just chuck that on underneath a great big coat. Okay, whether it's going to stop a knife, I don't know, but I would like to think that you've got a lot more protection wearing that under a coat than if you was just wearing a coat. You've got some protection on the shoulders there. And actually, you could get this and use that as a base model and you can upgrade it. You know, you can absolutely put like chopping boards and stuff like that within that. And it'll be a lot easier to take on and take off. I know it's weird. It is very strange talking about this But at the end of the day, if you haven't got protection, you haven't got protection. Because I'm guaranteeing you this, those people who suffered on that train, there was no police on there. There was no one coming to help them. You're going to have to help yourself. And because the law is so ridiculous, where you're not allowed to carry something to defend yourself, it's literally putting everyone at risk. That's how much the government and police like citizens. Because if they really did, we wouldn't be talking about building stab-proof vests on a YouTube channel, would we? Nonetheless, boys and girls, this is fact, this is true, this is real, and we need to do something. Personally, I very, very, very rarely go on public transport. In fact, I went on a train within the last year, I think once or twice actually. And before that, I can't even remember, years ago. I just don't. But you really do need to up your ante with situational awareness. You really do need to be aware of what's going on. Okay. Another thing, which was a quite good idea. I haven't got any of these, but I'm thinking about getting something like this. Not the same, but gloves like this. A lot of protection. Okay. Someone coming at you with a knife and you put your hands up, you're going to get all of your nerves and your hands, your fingers, your wrist carved open. These are motorbike gloves. Okay. Okay, they're not expensive. They're only $12.99. I don't know how good they are, but it's just for a demonstration purpose. It's just to show something on the screen while we talk about it. And it's like everything else. Okay. If you want some high-end, really top protective motorbike gloves, they're going to cost a hell of a lot more than 13 quid. In fact, you can put £100 or £200 in front of that, I would guess, in ways that you can protect your hands, because it's natural. Someone comes at you with a knife, you're going to go like that. And if they're crazy enough to wield a knife around, they're not going to care about cutting you, because that's what they're trying to do. I know it's hard to take in, but yeah, there's people out there who want to kill other people out there on our streets, and the police are far too busy arresting people like myself and other people for making content online, social media. So yeah, the police, they're screwed. The police are screwed. They have got hardly any funding. The training is not good enough. The experience with some of the younger police is abysmal. The amount of people, citizens, who know more about the law than some of these police officers is incredible. But it's the fact. It's an absolute fact. I've seen lots of videos of police just walking away because they didn't know how to handle a situation when someone is up on law. It's crazy. But this is the reality, people. We have to defend ourselves because the police won't be there to help. They absolutely won't. Okay. So we can up the ante a little bit about just wearing a stab-proof vest. Okay. Because be under no illusion, what happened on that train the other day was a terror attack. It absolutely was. Okay. It wasn't just one bloke or two blokes gone on there and stabbed one person who they was following. They went on there and they just stabbed over 10 people randomly. That's a terror attack. Okay. And in time, it will probably come out that this was all planned. And I know that sounds scary to say at the moment. No one's got the balls to say this sort of stuff at the moment, but I think lots of these things we are seeing are planned. Okay. That guy who was arrested with that knife is facing 10 charges of attempted murder. Now, be very interesting to see how long he actually serves. Just someone keep an eye on that guy and when he comes out. Be very interesting to see the truth about that. But that's just my own opinion. Hell, we're all entitled to it, right? So if you do decide to wear a nice big coat, try to get something that's natural. Cotton, canvas, something like that. Okay. Anything synthetic, like nylon or polyester, okay, it's plastic. So if there's heat, fire, it's going to melt all over you and be a nightmare. If it's cotton or canvas, you're going to have some degree of protection. Okay, so we're not just talking about stabbings. Well, we started to, but why end there? In the world we're living in, who knows? You just need to make sure that you're safe out there. Situational awareness, be aware of your surroundings, and wear the right clothing for the situation that you think you could be walking into. Okay, so if there's riots going on, stuff like that, and you need to pop out and get something or check on someone, don't put like a plastic raincoat on, because if a firebomb goes off or anything, you are going to be like the top of a pizza. All right, you need to make sure that you've got fireproof clothing or natural fibers, okay, for a coat. All right. Also, in lots of coats, you've got big inside pockets. That's great. You've only got to put things like books, okay? Because if you've got a thick coat with like a book on there and a knife goes into that book, it's not going to go straight into your center mass, is it? It's going to go into the book, okay? All these little things need to be considered in light of what's just happened, all right? Also, always carry like a bandana or a shamag or something like that. If there's smoke or any tear gas or something going off, at least you can put it over your face and get away from the situation. All right. Also, solid pair of boots. Okay. When someone's going crazy wielding a knife and people are rolling around on the floor and you're wearing Crocs or something, yeah, say goodbye to that foot of yours. All right. Wear good, strong boots like most preppers should. Okay. And I'm a hypocrite saying that, 'cause I'm wearing Crocs right now, but I'm indoors. If I'm going to go outside and it's winter time, I 100% wear boots. Simple as that. So moving along. Now, this is where it gets scary, okay? Because, as I said, we are not allowed to carry things as self-defense. Anything that happens, you get arrested or whatever it is, the police get involved. And if you say self-defense, you have to be really careful what you say, okay? Like I said earlier on in the video, anything you carry which could potentially harm anyone, if you go out and hurt someone, that is being arrested with an offensive weapon, okay? If you're going out and about on your person and you've got an everyday item on you and you could give a good reason for why you're carrying it, if someone is attacking you, and especially if it's provable, like there's cameras everywhere and it's caught on camera, you can use anything which is a normal everyday item as a tool to defend yourself. You absolutely can, but only if you're being attacked, not the other way around. Okay, so a weird thing, by the way, I'm not telling anyone to do this. I'm just telling you some of the things which I've been seeing online. Okay, something like even a water pistol. Okay, so you're sitting on a train, you put a water pistol down by the side, someone comes at you with a knife, you hold up your briefcase, your laptop bag like that, and you squirt them in the face with a water pistol. Okay, now I know you're not allowed pepper sprays in the UK or anything like that, but even if it had fairy liquid in there, okay, and that got them in the eyes, straight away they're going to stop. Okay, now if anything comes on top and you get questions, you could just say, well, when I got on the train, there was a water pistol there. Some kid must have left it there. Okay, it's weird, but this is how things are now. Like I said, these are just ideas. I'm not telling you to do anything like that. Another good thing which I've talked about, and at the moment, torches are not illegal. And now it's pretty much winter time. Oh, it's very, very dark. So it's absolutely understandable to carry a torch, okay? Especially like myself, living right out in the sticks. And I know some of you people live in towns and villages where there's no street lights outside. Absolutely get out your car, use a torch, etc. So if anyone is epileptic watching this video, I would like you to skip 10 seconds from now, okay? That is a strobe light on a tactical torch by OLIGHT. Anyone comes at you and you shine that at them, guess what? You've got the advantage straight away, okay? It's very safe and very strong to hold in the hand. It's got a lot of grip on there, and it will not fall out of your hand. It's also got a strike bezel on the front there. If you can see that, they used to make them really aggressive, but what was happening, people was putting them in their pockets, and it was just ripping their pockets. And that is a strike bezel. It's hardened. So if you're trapped inside a vehicle, a van, a lorry, or a bus, or whatever it is, and it rolls, you can get this and you can smack it as hard as you can against the corner of the window and it will break. Okay. These new Prepper tactical torches are incredible. And if anyone wants to see where you get these from, there's a link underneath the video. You click on that where it says OLIGHT as part of the partner program, and you will get a discount. There's a code there which you can put in, my code, and you'll get more money off of that. But all that being said, this is the Warrior 3S. This is one of my personal favorites. Here it is there. And as you can see, I do use it. I know there's lots of YouTube channels of people doing prepping, and it's obvious they never use their shit. In fact, I call them plastic preppers. All right. I actually do live out on the sticks. Yes, I have been a survival instructor, and yes, I use my stuff. Just be careful. There's lots of prepper channels telling you they know this and they know that. They don't know shit. They read something and they've done a video coming across that they know it all. Just be careful. But a tactical torch carried at all times, especially in the winter time, could absolutely save your ass, especially with that strobe on there. You hit that sucker 3 times, boom, strobe fill. You shine that straight in the face of someone who's coming at you with a knife, and trust me, they're not going to be able to do much. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to shut their eyes. That gives you time, and it's time and distance which is imperative for defense. You ask anyone who's done martial arts, time and space is what you need to find or create to give yourself a good chance to either run away or to do something to stop the person, let's be honest, who's trying to frigging kill you. They're trying to stick holes in you so you bleed out everywhere and you die. That's happening. So you need to make sure you defend yourself in some way. Okay. Apparently, the only thing legally that we can carry to defend ourselves is a rape alarm or an attack alarm. I'm not sure what they call it nowadays, but that's what they used to call it back in the 90s. Okay, it comes with a little lanyard. You pull it and it makes a really high-pitched, loud noise. In the UK, that's the only thing you're allowed to carry to defend yourself, which is a joke when you think about it. Okay, all that's going to do is that's going to raise an alarm. Hopefully there's police nearby to come and help you. But in this day and age, in 2025, you do that. I'll tell you what would be interesting. You walk down a high street or a street where there's pubs and clubs and stuff like that, okay, when it's busy. You pull that alarm off and stand still and tell me how long it takes for the police to turn up and help you. You could be standing there for hours. And I don't even think the battery will last that long. That's how bullshit all this is, okay? People were saying, and I've had some before, Tom in Northern Ireland sent me one of these when I first done my YouTube videos. It's a red ID marker spray, okay? So you spray that in someone's face, it IDs them, and if the police catch up with them in a day or so's time, it's hard to wash off, and it's pretty much identified them, okay? Even that, they're saying, if you go out there and you use it incorrectly, it's not legal to use. And I'm thinking, where is this going? So I thought, do you know what about silly string? Do you remember silly string? If you're in America, I don't know what the hell you guys call it, but it's like a little can and you spray it and it goes a long way, and it's almost like some weird polystyrene colored string. And lots of people are using it to spray over CCTV cameras at a distance because it worked. So I thought, I wonder if it's legal to carry silly string, because I'm telling you this much. If you're sat on a train and someone is coming at you quick with a knife and you've got that in your pocket and you spray that at their face, that's going to buy you time as well. And the weird thing is, I know we are thinking outside the box, but look at this. Look, UK law, is silly string illegal to carry? Bona fide question. So AI, artificial idiot, responds with this: no, Silly string is not illegal to carry in the UK. Carrying is generally legal. There is no UK law that makes it a criminal offence to carry silly string. So you can screenshot that, and if you do get arrested by spraying someone who's trying to kill you in the face with silly string, you can say, actually, it's absolutely legal to carry. It's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. Another thing, a mate of mine, Mike, some of you know him as I'm a Cockroach. This was years ago now, but he used to say when he used to go to London of a night out, he always carried his little tactical pen in his tactical shirt. And to be fair, it's very covert. I like the idea. It does make a lot of sense. And you can do a lot of interesting things with a tactical pen. So, again, UK law, tactical pen. Using reasonable force with an object is also allowed in a moment of self-defense against intruders. Okay, so absolutely, you can carry a tactical pen at all times anywhere in the UK. Don't be offensive, be defensive. If someone starts to attack you, you're absolutely allowed to use it against them to stop them from causing you harm and possible death. I know, it's crazy. Let me just close that. Going back to what we was talking about, stab vest, another interesting thing. Apparently, sales of items like these are going up now. How true it is, I don't really know. But chainmail stab vests, okay, the prices are going to vary. Obviously, the cheaper ones you get probably won't work. The dearer ones will probably be perfect, okay? So these are the sorts of things that we're talking about, okay? And if you've never worn one of these before, they are heavy. They are very, very heavy, okay? But like I say, you could probably get really expensive ones now, maybe made of titanium or something, which is supposed to be very strong and very lightweight, but the price is going to be way out of most people's price range. But yeah, absolutely. You come at this guy with a knife, or this guy here, nah, it won't do anything. It won't do anything at all. Okay. Who remembers Bennett on Commando when he just before he dies, before he's trying to stab Arnold Schwarzenegger with a knife, he was wearing a chain mail thing, wasn't he? Just for little shits and giggles here, of course. And how true these are, I don't know. I would suspect that these are slash proof, but not stab proof. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Okay. Cut resistant clothing. I put Kevlar stab proof shirt. And what it thrown up was this. Okay. I'll guarantee you, if you got that knife and you whacked it into someone wearing that, I think it will go through. But I think if you was to get your knife and slash it across them, some of these would probably be okay. But I'm not an expert in that. I'm just making, in my opinion, a rational observation based upon the thickness of that, I don't know, 0.5 millimeter thick t-shirt. I mean, is that really going to stop a very, very sharp dagger at, say, 80 miles an hour going straight at your chest? I really don't think it would. So I'd like to know what you guys think. If any of you guys have got any experience, I know my mate Craig out in Falcon in America would probably know. In fact, one of the knives he developed with a mate of mine, Dale, they tested it on a stab-proof vest. And guess what? It went straight through it. A genuine police officer's stab vest. This knife, which my mate and Craig designed, the CRF1, went straight through the stab vest. So when I see pictures of stab-proof t-shirts, I don't know. I'm finding it hard to let it sink in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at this. Now, I must forewarn you that this is from the ONS and it's not to be trusted. But unfortunately, it's all we've got to go on at the moment. So this is the very latest, okay, knife crime stats across England and Wales. Look at that. Unbloody believable. Crazy. Look at that. Police recorded offences, 51,500. That's in 12 months. Yeah, over 51,000 police recorded offences involving a sharp knife or instrument. That's the ones that's just been recorded. How many people get stabbed and they never grass up people to the police for fear of being killed later on? There's lots of people who get stabbed who never go to the police. So you can literally add whatever you want onto that. And look at this, 64%, they've actually underlined it there. An increase in police recorded offences involving a knife or sharp instrument in the last 10 years. So a 64% increase in 10 years. I would say a 64% increase in 3 years myself, but that's just me. And the data, wow. I'm going to show you something interesting after this one, okay? So that one in the middle, 21,000. Robbery offences involving a knife. That's in 12 months. 21,000 robbery offences with a knife. Wow. 6,126 threats to kill offences involving a knife in 12 months. Murders involving a knife. Murders involving a knife or sharp instrument in the last 12 months. This was up to last year. They've not updated it for this year. So that's between March 2023 to March 2024, 260 people died because of a knife getting stuck into them. Wow. But look at this. Zombie knives, 4 people have been killed. Kitchen knives, 109 people. Machetes, 18 people. They've banned any knife that looks like what they call a zombie knife because 4 people were stabbed. Kitchen knives, 109 people have been stabbed to death with kitchen knives. But how can you ban a kitchen knife? You can't. It's crazy. But the weird thing is, look at this, hospital admissions. The number of admissions to NHS hospitals in England and Wales for assault of a knife in the last 12 months is 3,500 people were admitted to hospital in the UK. Wow. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, I thought I'd show you that. We can't really believe them figures because it's from the ONS and it's a government think tank, and think tanks literally, yeah, they do it because they get well paid. They don't have to be correct. In fact, 87.643% of statistics are made up on the spot. How's that? It's true. No way. No way can it be proved. So it's just a figure nonetheless. Let me know if you think them figures are higher. I personally think they're a lot higher than what we are being told out there. So like I said earlier on, you can absolutely make things which don't have to cost a lot of money, which could save your life. Okay. Also, when we was talking about a magazine, like, I don't know, whatever magazine you want to find at a doctor's surgery or whatever it is, Radio Times, whatever. Yes, you can put it on your chest, but guess what? You can roll it around your arm as well. You can roll it around your arm and tape it onto your arm. Okay. Someone comes into a knife like that, it's not going to go through. It's not going to slit all your wrist open and you're going to spray everywhere. Okay. It's just a magazine that could save your life. Because I tell you what, you get stabbed anywhere out there, see where that vein is. Yeah, you can be in big trouble real fast. And you can protect yourself with just a magazine or a newspaper. Yeah. Jay said he called it prison armor. Yeah, dude. Unbelievable. So, yeah, let me guys know what you think. Do you think we're going to see an increase in more knife crime? Because there's not enough police out there to handle it. I know that much. I know that much. And, you know, people are going to say, do you know what? I'm going to walk around carrying a knife now. Because how many people have been stopped and searched by the police in their life? Some people, maybe a few times. Most people have never. Okay, so if they start carrying a knife now, thinking, I've never been stopped and searched before, but if I've got something on me and someone comes at me with a knife and I pulled it out, it might be enough for the person who's attacking you to go, whoa, he's got a knife, shit, and they could just run off. Okay, that's usually going to be the situation, because if you pull a knife on someone, you're going to need to know how to use it, because if you don't and the other person does, you're in big trouble. And like I said, I'm not condoning, or I'm not saying it's okay to do all these things. I'm just saying this seems to be the feel that I've seen when people's comments under some of the videos talking about this horrendous terror attack, only the other day now, and you're in the UK. So yeah, I think people have had it up to here. They're taking things into their own hands now because they know the police can't help them. Okay, absolutely, it's crazy what's going on. WD-40. But listen, you know, you can absolutely carry, I don't know, a can of deodorant. Okay, you go on a train and you're a lady and you've got your handbag sat on your lap, or if you're sat in the aisle and you're, I don't know, your bag's on the window seat or wherever it is, okay, and it starts kicking off up there and someone's got stabbed, someone's screaming and shouting and they start moving down towards you, okay, you got choices. You can either go out to the next carriage or head to the toilet, pull the emergency brake lever or whatever it is, or if you've got a deodorant in your handbag and you spray that at someone's face or their eyes, that's going to give you vital time to make a decision to do something. Okay, and as far as I'm aware, carrying deodorant is not illegal. It's not illegal. How can it be illegal? And it's perfectly reasonable to carry it. Okay, if you're a guy and you know you've got your backpack on and you just finishing work, you get on the train to go home, and something happens on the train and you pull out a can of Lynx Africa, let's do it in style, and you spray it at someone's face because they're coming at you with a frigging machete, and it's all on video. The police get statements, they interview you and say, what was you doing carrying Lynx Africa? And you just say, well, I've just come back from work and I stink, so I always like have a little spray. Some people sweat, it's okay, you know, and that should probably be enough for them to say, well, we can't charge him with carrying an offensive weapon, a can of deodorant. I mean, really? I mean, what sort of police state is this now, where you was born on this planet and you're not allowed to do anything to defend yourself? The only thing you can do to defend yourself is to be really good at martial arts or self-defense or boxing. Okay, so basically defending yourself without anything. Well, like the Matrix then. But do you know what I mean? You can't carry anything because if you use it, it's an offensive weapon. But if you're being attacked and it's deemed as reasonable force or reasonable defense, then it's going to be okay. All you've got to do is say to them why you had that on your person, and it has to be a good reason. Okay, it's as simple as that. The law's an ass. I know even barristers think it's bullshit, but nonetheless, the law is the law, and we can like rebut the law, rebuff it any way we want. But at some point, yep, you'll go to court and you'll get arrested and chucked away. Lynx Africa, yeah, man. Oh dear. So anyway, that was just a little video to give you guys some ideas that if you do have to use public transport, you're a little bit worried. There's nothing wrong with doing something like that, like I showed earlier on with the laptop bag with a couple of chopping boards in there. Okay, quick, fast, in a hurry. You can unzip it, pull it up, and it just falls out, and you got all that protection. Then someone comes at you to stab you with that, they're going to be going, shit, now what do I do? Okay, then you can do what you want. You can use their momentum to come towards you. Use it as an angle so the knife goes that way, and then you could just hold them and smack their head as hard as you can against the window or whatever it is that you want to do. Use their momentum to your favor against them. That's my advice if you have to defend yourself in that sort of scenario. So anyway, I'm going to shoot off now because I'm absolutely knackered and I'm roasting because I got the firearm for once. So I'll catch up with you guys later. Please don't forget, if you can, share the link to this video on WhatsApp. It's really helps. If you can hit the thumbs up before you sod off, that'd be really good. And if you liked any of the hints and tips, advice, or whatever it is, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything. It's really quick to do. And if you want to appear on the live stream, like some of the live streams are going on right now, I always make sure that I select the live chat replay to come on. Okay, because if you're watching this on a replay, I advise that you watch it with the live chat as well, because we've got a cool community in here and lots of people know stuff and they like to help. So all of the things I'm talking about, you're going to get bonus tips from the cool people in the live chat. Okay, but you can only do that if you're subscribed and notified. Okay, so if you hit a notification, you will be told in time when there's going to be a live stream. I usually do them in the evening between 6 and 8 o'clock, no later. Sometimes on a rare occasion I'll do them in the day, because I am aware that more people watch them on the replay than they do live. So thanks ever so much for you guys supporting the channel behind the scenes, especially through PayPal. It really helps keep this channel going. And without you guys, I think I'll be done. So it's as simple as that. You guys take care. Thanks for watching and stay funky.